This is the year that we're not gonna see Star Wars stuff allegedly, but we're gonna talk about Star Wars, which is fine. You were on set.
You don't think we're gonna see Star Wars footage?
Do you know we're gonna see Star Wars?
I don't know.
They
I don't
said
know
we're not
anything,
going to.
but there's no way on earth that they don't come. Come on, man. That's like going, I hope the Easter Bunny shows up. Like, of course the Easter Bunny. Mom and Dad are going to put some eggs, man, every year until you're like, oh, it's Mom and Dad. Spoilers for the kids who don't know. I guarantee you, I can't guarantee because I don't know anything, but if I was a betting
man. You do
man,
know something.
I
You
know
were on
nothing,
set.
trust
You were
me.
on
Nobody
set.
tells but nobody tells me anything because I was on set and I talked about it and they're like, keep him out of the loop. But I bet $10,000 that they'll show footage tomorrow. Gotta be. Proof. They showed footage to a bunch of European distributors fairly recently.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
And they liked it. I hope.
Come on.
What was it like on set?
When I went to visit set, I was very lucky. JJ's invited me. JJ Abrams like threw out one of these invites where he's like, "Hey man, if you're in England, pop by the set." And I was like, "I am going to be in England. I'm going over there to do some shows. So my God, I'm going to pop by the set." And I'm sure he was like, I opened my mouth. So I went, and it was nice. They make you sign a non-disclosure agreement, which I was chuckling when I signed. And there was a poster hanging up, and it's been online. It's like an Imperial Starship Trooper guy, and he's going like this, shh, and it says, "Loose lips sink starships." And I was like, "That's funny. Can I take a picture of that?" And they're like, "You just signed the NDA. Like, do you not understand what you signed?" And I was like, "Oh, my bad." So they took me on set, and what I saw was not only beguiling but spellbinding. Like, and also it was real. It was tactile. You could walk around on the set and feel things. There were constructs, buildings, real people and stuff, not just like a sea of green that like, well, this is going to be this and this is going to be this. So he's kind of taking it back to the roots, if you will. And I got to walk on the Millennium Falcon, which like I cried after I did that. And like his assistant Morgan had taken me to show me, JJ was like, "Take him to stage M." And so Morgan takes me to stage M and they turn on the lights and there's the Millennium Falcon. I was like, "That's nuts." She's like, "You want to walk on it?" And I was like, "Oh my God, yeah." And the whole time I'd been there up until that moment, I was like, "Oh, this is neat. Like, if you're going to make Star Wars, this makes sense." It was all clinical. I was all like in my head and stuff. It wasn't very emotional. I was like, "Yeah, this is neat." When I was a kid, I liked Star Wars, and now I'm on the Star Wars set, and this is kind of cool. The moment I stepped on the Millennium Falcon, man, like 10 years dropped off my life. Like, suddenly I was in my 30s, and I hadn't done Cop Out, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then another 10 years dropped off, and I was in my 20s again when I was making all those movies people like and referencing Star Wars like crazy and stuff. And then another step up the ramp, man, I was just in my 10s at that point and lower when I fell in love with this stuff, when it was my religion when I was a kid, long before I made movies, when it was like, this mattered more than anything. I was a Catholic school kid. This mattered more than Jesus, you know? I mean, they get me mad when you say it, but when I was a kid, it was absolutely true. Probably more so true now than when I was a kid. So by that fourth step up the landing ramp, I got so emotional. Like suddenly I was like, oh my God, this was my whole life before I had a life. Like these are my dreams. When I was a child, this sparked my love affair with movies, you know, just Star Wars and Jaws. So I get real emotional and I start crying. And Morgan's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody who comes here usually likes this." And I was like, "Oh, I like it." I said, "I like it." I said, "This is just like, you don't get it. Like, I'm like, this is crazy. I don't feel like this ever, man. Like I make this stuff for a living, not good version, but like I know how the sausage is made and I shouldn't feel this way." And up till now, I've been like, this is going to be cool to visit this. And I've been very clinical, but man, you just gut punched me in the heart. Like, this is crazy. If you guys capture 1.1110% of what I feel right now, you guys are going to make $1 billion. And she's like, "We're probably going to make $1 billion anyway." And I was like, "Probably. It's Star Wars." But man, oh man, like he's doing, I went back, I gave him a big hug back to the main set and stuff. He's blowing things up. And I was all wet-faced and stuff. He's like, "I knew you'd cry, bitch." I was like, it was amazing. You built the Millennium Falcon. He's got like the best Star Wars toys in the world right now.
Did you touch anything?
Absolutely.
Like,
I touched everything. Well, right away, Morgan pointed out, it was really cool, where that whenever they sit around the chess table, like you see C-3PO sitting there and like, there's some rock on it, they put on the seat belts in Star Wars. One of those things that like a throwaway reference that I've seen him in the seatbelt, not a big part of the mythology for me. But Morgan pointed out, she's like, so if you look at the 1977 Star Wars, in order to make it look futuristic, they took the seatbelt and they just put bubble wrap on it, like just little bubble wrap and stuff, and they're like, that'll make it look spacey. So cut to the present, they rebuild the Millennium Falcon, she's like, look at the seatbelts, and they put bubble wrap on it. Everything has been rebuilt to the specs in the 70s, or the 80s, because there are two blueprints for the Millennium Falcon, the Star Wars movie version and the Empire version. And I guess they used those and rebuilt it. So even details like that, man. And so she was like, touch it. And I touched it, popped a bubble, and I had to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we in the control room, in the cockpit, I got to touch things and flip light switches. It was crazy. It was beautiful. They should just take that set everywhere. They could make $1 billion, never mind the movie. Just take it and be like, walk on the Millennium Falcon. Throw some switches, kids.
It would be amazing.
Shoot a TIE fighter. Like, yeah, it was really beautiful. It was a really, really beautiful experience. So, I like the first trailer quite a bit, but that second trailer, that's what I felt when I was standing there. Just, where you hear Chewie, we're home, and you see Han and Chewie, and you're seeing characters that like mean more to you than blood relatives.
Yes.
Where you're like, these people are so important to me. I haven't seen them since childhood.
That's amazing. I'm like, I can't. The jealousy is overwhelming.
I'm telling you, go to that panel. I'm sure they're gonna be like, oh, we weren't gonna bring footage, but check this out, and you're gonna be like, ah,